You like drama? We've got drama. We're going to tell you a lot about drama today. You like drama, misery, heartache? You like to know when somebody lost their RV? We're going to tell you about some people that lost their dream for an RV.
You've asked to have some more. We're delivering some more.
So let's start with number one. It's a 2022 Holiday Rambler 44 LE.
La cucaracha, la cucaracha. That's where I got that tune.
Yeah, that wasn't a good tune that day.
It was.
As a matter of fact, that day was kind of an itchy day.
When I got in and I told her what I saw outside, I'm not from Florida, so I'm not used to this.
This rug is soaking, sopping wet. Looks like something to collect bugs or something, like they knew.
And the stories that I've heard about, even in Vermont, if you have cockroaches, it is not a good sign. Here it's more common, people see it all the time, blah, blah, blah.
No, palmetto bugs are more common, not cockroaches.
I confuse both of them.
Cockroaches, palmetto. Palmetto, okay, no big deal. You can get rid of those little things. Those little teeny tiny, itty bitty, creepy crawly little cockroaches, you only need one to start an infestation.
So when I come back in, I tell her this, and then she starts EBGB and she starts looking around and she says, okay, this ain't good. There's hotels everywhere, as you may remember that video.
Cockroach hotels throughout the entire RV.
Which we're gonna link the video below. If you didn't see it, go check it out. This is kind of special.
And let us know, would that have been a bust or a buy for you? All right, number two, let's talk about Texas.
Cold ass rock wall, Texas.
2023 Winnebago View 24V.
Brand spanking new.
That was the day you admitted that I was right. You forgot that part.
No, I never did.
Yeah. You did. I have you on. Listen, I have him on video, so make sure to check out the video below, because he, for once in his life and mine, said that I was right.
No, I never
and I
did.
was.
Go check the video and tell me if I really did. No, there's
Put it
nothing
in the comments
to say.
below.
There's nothing to say about that comment, and we're talking about RV right now. So,
so let's talk about wet, moist fingers.
I know.
That was a wet one.
Oh, the view. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Back to the RV.
Yeah.
The RV.
Yeah.
Yes. Dripping wet. Brand spanking new. Never was owned by anyone before. Who would have thought, right?
No, that's not how you say that. You typically say, who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, so first things first. We're on top of this slide out, and I had this thing calling me. And it's like, okay, I told Laurel, just touch here. See, for me, I feel dampness here. So, okay, damp from what? Cold. See, here it's dry. And when I end up here, yeah, I can feel some dampness. Okay, what is it? No, I don't know. Maybe it's hollow in the back there. So, all right. So let's take humidity tester. You know, you've seen those before. We have those linked below in our video. This is my go-to. So typical frame, you know, on top would read 30, 35. I'll show you. I'll give you an example. So just stay there and do it from this side.
I'm on a ladder. Hold on.
She's on the ladder. Hold on. So this side, just to give you an example, because I checked here, because I already have a problem on the wall outside that I see it's been separating. What happened, I don't know. But so I come up here and I read nothing, and then I read, okay, here's my frame. So that's my frame to the roof. Okay, so you can see the consistency of, there's a bracket here, so it's 36, 38, 35, you know, that's typical. So there's a metal bracket there. So now we're going back to the other side. So I've got the same thing here. I've got the same bracket, 30, 35, and then when I get towards here, whoa, okay, now I'm going to 49, 50. I can tell there's different kind of material, but this is more of a telling me what's going on. See here, it's more normal, 25, 30. And the minute I end up in this region, Now I go back up, way up. All right. So on top of doing this, then you got to physically try something. So you tell your wife with her little fingers to stick their fingers in there. Well, let me do it with my big fingers. So if I go here and I try to see this, what is this? Can you see this water? I just stuck my finger in there. So just tell me what's in there. If that's condensation, you're in for a ride with this unit, because you're going to have a shitty unit quickly.
Well, our customers were pretty happy that they hired us, but we could have been done at noon.
Oh yeah, which is a good lesson for all of you. And we actually did videos on this to stop being afraid of having to justify why you're pulling away from a unit. When it's enough, it's enough. Stop losing your time, their time, get out of Dodge.
Which is why you want to make sure you have a refundable deposit on your unit, so you don't ever have to feel guilty when you decide you don't want the RV. If you decide you changed your color scheme, I changed my model, I changed and I'm going to buy in another state, that's your decision. You don't have to buy that RV.
And you paid that money to send that inspection team. They didn't invest a dime. If you remember, they were going to charge you for an inspection to go wrong anyway, because they don't look at half of what we look at, just saying.
After watching that video, would that have been a bust or a buy for you? Tell us in the comments below. If you like videos like this, make sure to give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment. If you don't know what to comment, put C4BO, comment for BLUEOX. Number 3, that Integra Riata XL in Duncan, South Carolina.
That was an interesting one. So everybody was ready for us. The customer drove it a couple of weeks prior to us going there. He loved it. Everything was good. And Ed is the name of the customer. He was pretty clear. He says, nope. He says, you go there. And we go from Florida to South Carolina. And he was clear about, if there's something, you call me, you let me know. I'm done. I don't have any problem. That is exactly why I'm sending you there. And I don't have any professional remorse that I didn't see what you found. He didn't have any problem with us going there and calling him if there was an issue.
And there was an issue. So as you enter that RV and you're sitting in the passenger seat, on the right, that window, all around the window was soft. Like so soft that your fingers mush into the wall. Mush into the wall. If you haven't.
So this is what draws your attention after 2,400 miles a year later. That's a year old. Brand new, but year old. Here's wrinkles. I don't know if we see this with the angle. So you just touch the wall, and then all of a sudden, okay, you say, this is soft. So there is, you know, maybe some reading down here. So let's just try this. Well, again, we got a high level of reading. So now you're starting to draw question, and you wonder, okay, well, maybe on top. Here's the sponge again, which goes back to where I was a couple of minutes ago, up there. So this whole section is actually humidity, drawn, water, destroyed, 60-something degrees percentage. This is not frame of the structure. So this is a big concern. And if you go outside, it's all the way up there. So we'll just go see where it comes from, just for shits and giggles. Into
the wall. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check the link below. Go watch that video and tell us, would that be a bust or a buy for you? 23. Let's talk about number 4, 2023 Newmar Country Star.
So that was pretty short-lived as well. The customer already been to the unit, already saw it, and kind of let us know that there might be something, there might be a problem.
Didn't they test drive it?
They did. They walked through it, they looked at it, and when we got there, if you remember, I don't know if you saw that video, and if not, it's time for you to go check it out, because that's kind of interesting. So for Newmar,
it's linked in the description.
From a Country Star, there was a wall. So we couldn't enter that RV unless we went through that wall. And if you don't recall and you didn't see the video, which you got to go see, I'm referring there into, you remember the basement where our grandparents used to put their potato in the dirt basement of the house for people who live up north? That was the smell that you had when you opened that door. The whiff of mold, and this whole box where the staircase is.
I'm surprised there weren't
molded.
Old potatoes with eyes.
They
you know,
were.
those eyes growing off it and stuff.
I got rid of them.
So talking about rotting, the first thing we have when we walk in here, it's like, okay, this is actually a door. But for us right now, when we went in there, it's not a door. This is a wall. When you get in there, it is bad. So the first thing we did is this wall, this invisible wall is actually moldy wall. It's brand new. It's insane. We're gonna have to figure out what it is. You can see the humidity tester is already here. So in here, when you lift this, you might as well open a sewer plant. This is totally moldy smell. And just to show you, yeah, you know, like an old pair of skates we used to have, leather skates back in the day. So this is 50%. So this is the same floor a little bit further. So it's the same thing. So this floor is a lot of humidity.
Stinky. Woo.
Really. So
When you call,
sorry,
that's when you call this the good, the bad, and the smelly, because that was smelly.
That was bad.
Smelly, that would have caused some major health issues.
It was molded anyway, so meaning this whole section would have had, that whole box would have had
rotten.
to tear it apart, which they could have, but they decided to, nope, we already have that problem with this, brand spanking new. I remember that's what they told us. Nope, we ain't going with this. We're out of there.
And you know, to some people, this would be a project. If you're buying a project, it's a different situation. But when we call our customers, we just tell them the facts. Whether they want to do a project or not, that's up to them. But they weren't looking for a project. So what about you? Would this have been a bust or a buy for you? Tell us in the comments below. Number 5, 2024 Cedar Creek 380 RL.
Rhonda, Rhonda, Rhonda.
We love you, Rhonda.
We do love you.
But we don't like you having Christmas trees and decorations in your brand new RV. Remember that little angel hair you found?
No, that
wasn't you. This wasn't?
No.
Wait.
That was our first one. This one was the one that we found humidity in the first slide out. Go check that in that video. That was interesting because on top of it, we had a second one that we're not even going to put in this list. 2 of the same models, Cedar Creek, same thing. The slide out inside the kitchen, where the fridge was absent, by the way. They even took it out. They were awaiting for a new fridge to come in. So if you recall, and if not, you're gonna see it in the video. Go check it out. The slide out floor is actually dragging on the main floor. So talk about scratches. So now we're gonna try, I want you to remember this. We're gonna try and show you this. Try to turn this down. How much room I have underneath this slide out. Now we're going to extend it. Oops, now there's restriction because it's stopped and it's stuck on the floor. Now it's stopped on the floor. So all the other slide out, there's 3 of them. Now that's the bedroom that you can't hear it, but the bedroom's hauling. Then it's this one. Then this one is dragging all the way out. Now it's starting to go up. So how do you feel about this? Let us know.
Let me shut this off. Okay, so when I came down here, I noticed the wood right here that's really worn. And I thought for a new unit, that just feels like, well, as you can see, all of this is kind of coming off. Brand spanking new. So I said, well, you know, I'm going to check with my moisture meter. And here I am getting 50%, 49%. 46, 43, 41. I think you've got the picture. Even coming in here, 42, 43. If I come here, we're back down to 13, 14. Unfortunately, there seems to be some moisture here.
So that was a big thing right from the get-go. And then we had confirmation with the slide out in the bedroom of mold in the floor coming out from that slide out. which gave us an idea for the second unit that we did. And you could probably link that video as well.
I'll link them both down there, because poor Rhonda, she went through 2 exact same models, and the bedrooms all had the same issue. They had mold in it, but the second one we found had really fuzzy, hairy mold. It kind of looked like that angel hair that your Grammy used to put around the Christmas lights on the tree. Have you ever seen fuzzy stuff, you know, on your bread, on your potatoes? I don't know, what would you call it? I'm not sure. But when I go down here and I take my humidity tester and we're at 16, and I go down, keep going down, 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 and all of a sudden I'm at 43 right at the bottom. So we'll come over on this side and we'll go back up, and we're back up to 16. We'll go back down here, and again 44, 45. I don't know. What do you say? Again, once again, this is happening. The second, yeah, it was pretty moldy.
So there's another story with Rhonda's unit, because she had to go through an ordeal also with another unit out of state, which one of our indoors team actually succeeded at showing what was going on with this, and so she got off the hook on that one. She finally ended up with a great unit. We're really happy for her. So Rhonda, kudos, that was for you, but we had to bring it up.
So in the comments below, would these have been a bust or a buy for you? Number 6, 2024 Cortera 3.0.
Disaster after disaster. As you may see in the video, she's going to link it below. Everything on that unit was called for a prototype. They're trying to get this on the market. And I will fast forward you to the results of that model, which is not encouraging. But after 2 of them in a row, one from us, one from our endorse team, same model, same thing at a different dealership in a different area, same problem, similar problem that we get from one to the other. So they definitely have a lot of work to get out there on the market and grab some part of the market, to grab their share of the market, I should say.
But that wasn't our decision. You know, you buy a brand new unit, whether you're paying $50, $80, $150, $400,000, you want it new, right? So this is a brand new couch. As you can see, I mean, this is not even attached. We've got a nice rip right here in the leather. But not only that, they have these little cute end tables. Well, the end table is quite loose. That cover is really loose, but the whole end table is loose. Okay, so it's new. What do you want? Pierre likes to say, get over yourself. It's just an RV. Because we give the facts, and we allow the customers to determine if these facts are a bust or a buy for them. Is this quality something that they want to deal with and live with or not? So the choice was theirs, not ours. But when you watch this video, would this have been a bust or a buy for you? Tell us in the comments below. Lucky number 7, last but certainly not least, let's talk about that 2024 or 22. Which was it? 2024 or 2022 Nexus 30R?
So let's give them that. They could have said 23. It would have fit in the middle, would have been more credible than saying it's a 24. But that's not our call. Here's the subject, here's the statement, here's the verification of the code, the manufacturing, the dates. You make your own decision. Go take a look at that video, and you're gonna understand where this come from. And you tell me if this has not at least been parked for at least a year, if not 2, somewhere underneath the branches with all the crap that we found all over the place. So just showing you how it is a 2022. I mean, come on. This has been parked for a long time. It ended up having a couple of seasons. So they actually made a collection of, those are not maple. There should have been 5 little stars. This might be a common maple, but tell me how long this has been parked in there. I mean, come on. Don't tell me this has been built a month ago. This is ridiculous. I mean, don't take people for suckers. A lot of the issues, like, yes, typical slide out. You're right, slide out again. But why? And on top of the cap, well, the humidity that was in there that was reading the water coming in there has nothing to do with a slide out.
And so, the floor.
So I understand people always wanting to point fingers at slide out, but like I said before, this is what we like. We want to have a box that when we park, we open the slides and we feel at home. This is why we do this. Some people have boats with 1,000 horsepower engine. Well, we like to have RVs with slide, and that's how it is. They can make them great.
So here's the cab area. So we took this cushion out because we just had reading on one of the side, which is funny because why would it be only on one of the side? So here's the deal. Here's the moisture meter, normal, you know what I mean? So now we're gonna go on this side. Then I'll bring you outside to show you where it comes from. So everywhere you go, it'll be, you know, oops. All of a sudden you go to the wall and you're 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever you got. All right, so now we're going to the front and we're gonna compare that to the other side. So here's the other side, here's the other window. I end up down here and I do the same thing. Okay, so I don't have readings here. I have reading over there. So let's go check this out outside to confirm why we have water there.
So after watching this video in the link below, would this be a bust or a buy for you? So thanks for joining us today and going along on this journey of these not so good inspections that we've done since January 1st, the first quarter of 2024. If you like videos like this, tell us in the comments below. We'd love to give them to you.
And if you do, we can also give you the good ones. So just let us know. What do you like? Do you prefer
We
the
have
bad
good
ones?
ones?
Okay, so here's the joke too. That's for the people who are staying till the end. So I'll let you know. When Lowell told me this a couple of days ago about, hey, let's try to do this and let's try to find the units, the right one. I looked at her when she came out of the bedroom one day and I says, I'm trying to find the good ones here. Seriously, I'm going through all my reports and I'm thinking, I got a list this long of bad. I said, it's like, are you kidding me?
In reality, the truth is it was 50-50. You had 13 bad and you had 12 good.
But I'm anal because even in a good one, I find negative things that needs to be addressed. And they're addressable. So don't go banana and say,
yeah, they're
well,
not
they're all
deal
pieces of crap.
breakers.
They're all pieces of crap. They're not. It's just that I want people to be served well. I want people to have a good rig. I want people to have what they deserve for the money they paid. So that's why for me it's like, wow, which one's going to be a good one? Because even within the good one, there was some major problem on some of them. But you can make it good as long as they address it before you buy it. Remember, we can link videos below also about how to process before you buy a unit and stop wanting to pay them before it's all ready and ready to go out the door. Don't get screwed.
So if you want positive, put it in the comments below because we do have some positive ones we want to share with you. So many times people really focus on the negative, but we want to focus on the positive. So remember, and do never forget.
It's not about the destination, it's all about the journey.